Hey, good buddies, what's up, and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy, Roger.
And I am your good buddy, Brandon.
Nailed it, dude.
Got it.
Freaking nailed it. And this week, I'm going to do my very best not to butcher this name. I'm going to say it right the whole time. This week, we are reviewing Asobi Asobase.
Nailed it, dude.
I freaking nailed it.
As far as I know.
And
Ain't neither of us Japanese. We might have just butchered it, but
yeah,
I feel like we got
maybe I was saying it right the whole time, but I doubt it. If anybody ever tunes into this podcast, well, they'll know that I butcher these Japanese names left and right, but I do my best.
Damn gaijins.
This is a really great anime. It came from last year, actually. I think maybe the summer season or so last year.
And I would like to say right now, we enjoy it a lot. Mm-hmm. We really think you should check it out. One of the best things about it is we really can't even talk about without getting a little bit spoilery on that. So please just watch an episode.
Yeah,
and
you should.
Let us know.
That's kind of both how we feel. My good buddy, or our good buddy, Aaron, Evil Laugh Gaming, go look up his channel. He's a great dude. He was the one that kind of brought it up to us.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I freaking loved it. It's
pretty great.
We talked about it a whole lot when we first started the podcast, so
indeed,
we're finally reviewing it because it's a good idea.
Yeah, we kind of realized recently
this
that we never talked about it.
This is the funniest anime that you probably haven't seen, and I promise you,
it's very funny.
Probably the case.
But let's get on into it. Before we do, we're going to talk about this show. We're going to break it on down. We're going to tell you about it. And your good buddies, Roger and Brandon, are going to tell you whether we think you should check it out. Spoiler, you should check it out. But we're going to give you a final review of recommendation. And those ratings, we got a little scale. And Roger, if it was straight up boo-boo garbage, what would you call that?
I would call it an anime, maybe not.
If it wasn't great. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't the worst.
Anime.
It was fine. It was average.
That's an anime, maybe.
It was actually pretty good, though. Not bad at all.
My God, it's Animals, definitely.
But if it was incredible, Roger, if it was so good.
That would be animazing.
It would be, Roger. The way we're going to get there is we got a category system here, 5 different categories, 2 stars each, possible 10 stars. That's how math works. And that first category, Roger, is...
the story and setting.
Number 2, Roger.
The characters and development.
That third one.
The art and animation.
Number 4, please.
The soundtrack.
And finally, that 5th one, that Good Buddies Wiggle Room, that... je ne sais quoi. Roger, what does that mean?
I do not know what.
I don't know what. But that's how we're going to do it. Let's get on into it. I'm going to hit you with a quick pitch, and this is as unspoilery as I can say it.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard. I mean, like,
there's no way to talk about it without getting a little bit spoiler about the personally one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah.
So let's give you a quick pitch, then we'll get into the story and setting, which, yeah, at that point, we're just going to tell you what the show is.
Yeah.
There you go. So, quick pitch. This is a mini episodic show featuring a group of 3 middle school girls who forge and foster friendships as they play games in their self-formed Pastimers Club, they call it.
Yep.
Which is like where the title comes from. I think the title literally means like passing time, pastimers or something like that. And that's about as far as we can get without getting into the fun stuff. So here's the story and setting. It looks like a cute little slice of life, but it quickly gives way to some of the most absurd and hilarious slapstick bullshit we've ever seen.
Just imagery that is...
it's so funny.
Freaking funny.
It's so damn funny. And like, that's the thing is like, there's a lot of stuff in here that's like kind of base humor. Like there's jokes about a poop doll. And there's a lot of stuff that's like, just look at this goofy ass face. But there is other stuff that's a little bit headier to the point that's like, whoa, that's just... it gets funny on multiple levels. But yeah, it really lulls you into this false sense of security where you think, like just from the intro, this looks like it's going to be cute and wholesome and a little slice of life. We see these girls and they're all in their pretty white dresses and they're in a field of flowers and, oh, this one's crying suddenly. Oh, this one's whispering a secret. Oh, that's kind of nice. And then the episode starts and within 5 minutes, they're slapping the shit out of each other. It's really funny.
Jamming their fingers up each other's nose.
It's just a huge swerve. Like, you watch that, you look at the intro. If you Google this, on the Wikipedia page, you're going to see a picture of this like middle school girl in a pretty white dress holding a necklace, and it's like, oh, that's cute. And then you watch the show, and it's both slapstick humor and kind of filthy sometimes, and it's great.
And one thing I really like about it too is that like they'll plant a joke.
Yes,
they'll plant a joke, and then they'll just let it sit for a couple episodes, and then they'll pull that joke and dust it off, and now you get it, and it's freaking funny, man.
Classic Brick. Yeah,
they freaking, oh my God, it's so funny.
Classic Brick joke,
there's no other way to. Okay, so before when we watched this the first time, I remember there was one point in one certain episode that I laughed so hard that I didn't even finish the episode.
You had to turn it off because you were about to puke.
Because I was about to throw up. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, dude.
And I had to limit myself when my girlfriend was home. I had to limit myself on episodes of this because I did not want to wake her up.
Yeah, you would laugh so hard. You would like to watch your anime late at night.
Yep.
It reminds you of your youth, hiding under the covers and watching the late night show.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to chill because you would in fact wake up the whole fucking house.
Yep. It's very. Oh, it's so well written and so funny.
It's a lot of fun. So that's basically the story. Setting-wise, it takes place almost entirely in the school. There is an occasional scene which some of the girls' homes are in a cafe. The whole thing, is that, and we talked about how funny it is. We didn't really give you the story, which is basically these girls meet each other. They're all in the same school or whatever. They're all in middle school, and they basically start their own club for a variety of reasons that I think we'll get into in a little bit.
It's an unofficial club.
Yes, and not even a proper circle, because there's circles and then there's clubs. But yeah, they all start this club where they're playing games, ostensibly. Very often it's just them, just talking shit and wailing on each other and whatnot, and it's really goofy fun. But yeah, it mostly takes place in the school, a little bit in one of their homes or in a cafe or something. And keeping the skits, I think it really works, keeping the skits mostly as little mini bottle episodes. There are 3 or 4 per episode, these little episodes. And they keep them mostly in one place whenever they're... for each one in a little bottle. They're in this one room or in this, just this one section of the school. And it works because it takes this simple thing of here's this game we're playing and blows it up into something ridiculous. It kind of reminds me in that effect of something like Regular Show, where it's this is an episode where we're setting up the chairs. And then before the episode's over, the world's about to end and they're barely stopping it. That's to an extreme, obviously. This is just hey, we're going to play this game where you just roll the dice and move your piece along, but then something crazy happens and all of a sudden they're
there's a stupid thing that you have to do.
There's a stupid thing you have to do,
just escalates.
Or the teacher gets involved, or someone may or may not have just gotten cursed. It's wild. It's a lot of goofy fun.
Yeah, and putting it saying that you get these 3 or 4 shorts per episode.
They do still have some tie between them.
Yeah,
typically.
don't think that it's just one shot, because there's a whole lot of interweaving in this show.
Yeah, and you like you were saying, they'll have some setup here where they introduce this character or this concept or this game, and then it just pops back up throughout the series and little more, a few more shots throughout.
Yeah, like shogi.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. So let's move on. Character development.
Yeah, let's talk about them.
I think let's start with Kasumi, because she's actually the first one you see.
Okay.
The very beginning of this it gets through that intro that looks like such a cute little slice of life, and then the first thing you see is this girl you see her when she's younger playing a game with her big sister. Mm-hmm. And her sister wins the game, and she says, "Hey, losers got to go get ice cream." And you see this girl now in high school, and she's talking about how she doesn't really like competition because that's how it was used against her.
She just doesn't even like games at all.
Doesn't like games at all because it was used by her sister to make her as pretense to make her do chores or buy snacks or stuff. And she ends up, without going too deep into the story and whatnot there, because we do want you to watch it, she finds herself embroiled with the other past-timers, I'll call them, when she tries to get Olivia, a student we'll talk about in a second, to help her study English.
Yes, because she is very bad at English.
She's very bad at it. She wants to pass this class, and she's not very good at it.
I think, this might take away one of the jokes, but one of the first things you see is that she gets her paper back, and it is literally a 2.
Yeah. She got a 2. She just trashed. She trashed at this class.
It's a 2. And that's another simple thing. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
Because they gave it back, and it was
so low.
2.
Is 2 the funniest number?
It might be.
It might be. Because if it's 1, it's okay, that's absurd. But if it's 2, it's it's kind of believable that you fucked up that bad. But yeah, apart from that, again, not getting too spoilery, she's fun because Kasumi is pretty fun to me because she is terrified of men but loves her some boys love.
Yeah,
she loves the BL stuff.
And also she gets very intense.
She has moments where she's fairly shy and quiet.
Yeah.
Most of the time she's pretty reserved. She gets these moments where she goes full on Death Note, staring you down.
She has these I know you haven't seen Flowers of Evil, but she has these Nakamura moments for anybody that has.
Got the knock.
Yeah,
nice.
It's oh my god, it's great, and you like to show the way that uses faces and stuff. It's so good.
The expressions are very good. We will get to that in our animation. I think. Next up, let's talk about Olivia, the one who was mentioned there. Olivia, she is blonde-haired and blue-eyed. She is the daughter of some foreigners, apparently, but was raised in Japan.
Yeah, I think they're Americans.
They don't really say, but it's implied she's American, yeah. And she often feigns not understanding Japanese in an effort to play up that she herself is a foreigner. She wants people to think she knows English and she's like, straight up from somewhere else. But in fact, she's also really shitty in English.
Yeah.
And she does know how to speak Japanese just fine. She was raised in Japan the whole time. Yes. And it ends up being a really, really fun dichotomy because she's sitting here pretending she's so good at English, and Kasumi's like, "Hey, can you help me out?" And she's like, "Ah!" That's how that starts, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, her ability to not speak English well becomes one of those jokes that it's like intertwined throughout the show. Like it's a long running joke in these little short bursts of episodes per episode.
They just kind of weave it in every now and then, and there's like a whole episode that's like that a certain thing happens and she's trying to get better at it, and then they end up introducing another character who actually does speak English good at the end of that episode, and then she comes back too, and she's one of my favorites. Anyway, without getting too much more spoilery anyway, let's talk about our last of the main three, and that is maybe my favorite.
Yeah,
it's Hanako.
Honda.
Hanako she's a soft tennis whiz. We're back to soft tennis.
Yeah. That was one thing I know. It's like, oh, it's soft tennis.
Oh, hey, soft tennis. I know about that from that other show. Hanako quickly abandons the sport of soft tennis despite being so good at it when she realizes that being good at it won't make her popular, and she desperately wants to be popular. So instead, she is basically the one who needles the other two girls into starting this new club in an effort to achieve some kind of notoriety that she so craves. Furthermore, she's apparently loaded. She comes from apparently a very wealthy family, to the point that she has I say here, sort of manservant, because it's kind of a running joke that no one actually knows what he does or who he is. But there's a guy who always follows her around, helping her out, named Maida, who is amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
Maida might be the other best character. But yeah, he just randomly shows up, and it's a show you just gotta watch it, man. It's so absurd and ridiculous. But yeah,
his backstory is definitely ridiculous.
Yeah, I know you love it.
But it's freaking hilarious.
It's freaking great. But yeah, the show's a lot of fun. These characters are a lot of fun. There's some other ones we don't really touch on here. There's a couple of teachers, one of whom is a lady teacher who they try to help.
They set her up a Twitter to try to help
and meet guys because she's single. There's another teacher who's like a guy who very much he tries so hard to be a good teacher, to not only teach but also to care about these students and help them and foster their good times and whatnot, and ends up taking some hits for it in a very real way.
There are a couple of teachers that are twins and
that are hilarious.
Yeah,
although that one they're fun.
Yeah.
There's a few other students we run into, probably my favorite of which is Oka, who appears to be a witch girl.
Yeah,
Oka as in occult, and she's great.
Yep.
She's so good. But yeah, there's a lot of fun characters that show up. It's just a really interesting show. Anything else about our animation?
Yep.
All right. Art and animation.
It's first I will say this. Okay, it has the same style as it's very similar to Oh Maidens.
Yeah, kind of that washed out style.
Yeah, and it does have that washed out thing.
I'd say a little bit sketchy even. Sometimes the lines when they draw them seem like there's little spaces.
But it even has some of that patterning stuff going on.
Yeah, a little
too.
bit. Very similar. Yeah.
So yeah, it's very similar like that. It's very washed out. But where this show freaking shines
is those weird ass faces.
Is in these it's so expressive with these stupid faces.
Yeah, man.
They're like GTO faces to the freaking extreme.
Yeah, dude. And they're throwing them at you very often.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just so damn goofy.
And you'll get moments where There's so many different ones. You know, you get ones that are almost a scream, and then you get some like where Hanako's face is literally melting into the table because she's so bored.
Yes.
Or you get these ones where they have these big poofy lips and very defined teeth.
Yeah.
Like, and they're all fucking funny.
It's never not funny is the thing.
Yeah, no. There's not a single face that I don't laugh at.
This should be getting old by now, but it's still funny to me.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe that is because we're just idiots, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot of fun, man. It's just so goofy.
Yeah.
I will also say that, like, in addition to that, there are these occasions where they really ramp up the animation. There's one scene in particular where two of the girls are doing this. They call it like a type of sumo wrestling where they're just standing like in front of each other, like almost toe to toe, and trying to push each other over. And in that scene, it's kind of like when you watch Death Note and like, okay, here's the show, the animation's fine, and then it gets to that scene where dude is like writing names in the book and like eating the chip secretly, and it's like all of a sudden like really serious and dynamic, and he's like moving and shit, and it's like that. It kind of hits you with one of those where all of a sudden everything's like way more dynamic and intense, and it really works to just like really accentuate everything that's going on there. It really works to like sell how the tension of it. And I will also say, not every, but several of the episodes have these little puppet bits at the end that are a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're freaking great.
Yeah, after the credits, which you should watch after the credits. It's a good time.
Yeah, but the show is all around. Those faces. If they don't get you, I don't know what will.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot of fun. How about the music and soundtrack, my dude?
It's great.
It's
I
very
freaking
good.
love it.
I like it a lot.
What it does, the sort of theme that it goes for, it freaking nails it. Because like Brandon said, you get this super cutesy song at the very front, and they're in their flowing summer dresses. And,
yes.
They're talking back and forth. It's called back. The voice actors are doing the voices.
Yeah, there's a bit of the song where like the person singing is like da 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 da, blah, 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 and she does a little whisper, and it like zooms in like just on one of their mouths, and she's like whispering it to you. It's really cute.
Yeah.
And it again, honestly, the opener, I think I told you, the song was a little bit forgettable for me, but it works so well because the whole thing is a lie.
Yeah.
It is a lie. It is lying to you up front, and it works because it's telling you, look how cute this is. Look at this adorable, oh, these cute girls, and it's going to be a nice little slice of life, and oh, it's adorable. And then again, they're just slapping the shit out of each other in that first 5 minutes.
Yep.
It works so well.
I wouldn't even say 5 minutes. I mean, like,
it's right away.
Yeah.
It's
they're nailing the shit out of each other, and it's freaking great.
And that's not to make it sound like that's all they do is slap each other. That's just the first skit you see, and I don't want to spoil too much.
No,
but like,
I don't want to tell you about all the other pranks.
It goes quite a bit further, and they end up making friends, and then like there's just bits where it's like no one's getting hurt. It's just like, you know, this one has a weird thing that's going on with their armpits. Like it's a very fun show.
And then,
outro.
Yeah, then we finish the show with the outro, which is a freaking death metal song of the girls singing together. So the art behind it is that they are playing in the band. They actually have the instruments or whatever, and the animation style is like it's a carbon. It's like a carbon transfer.
Yeah, it's like a carbon transfer with these crazy neon colors.
Yeah.
And they are screaming.
Yeah.
Like full on Agretzko. I wrote down shades of baby metal here. Like they're going nuts.
Yeah,
dude.
and
they're heavy.
They do these other things like where like one point they'll be screaming and then one of their heads will turn to a Rubik's Cube, and the other one has this like crazy smile, this like Kakaguri mask smile or whatever.
Yeah, it's wild looking.
So it's more very expressive stuff, and it is. Oh my god, it's just it's fucking
it's perfect. Really good. I will also point out the music during the show is very fun and appropriate.
It's awesome.
They have these little instrumentals that, depending on the mood, either sound like this like classical artist or something, or like there's one that sounds like Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Like when they're just like talking about this game, it's like
there's a moment where you get like very iconic theme songs and stuff too.
Yes, one in particular. Yep. Pretty early in the series, and that works so well.
Then you'll have moments where they have their own music where it starts getting really intense, or the goofy crap is going down.
Yeah,
and you hear the metal start chugging in the background.
Yeah, man,
it's awesome.
The music is very well done.
It is. Yeah, it is. the first song, like you said, is kind of forgettable, but it's kind of supposed to be that way.
Yeah, it's designed
overall,
to
it is
lull
just
you.
not forgettable.
Yeah,
it's
overall,
so good.
Overall, it works very well. And yeah, that's the thing is that that first one is designed to just lull you into a false sense of security, and then when all the goofy stuff starts happening, you're like,
it's supposed to be like super cute, look like it's probably going to be boring.
Yes.
And then it is very quickly, it turns you on your head.
Yeah, man. And it pulls it off so well.
Yeah, it does.
You want to move on to Je ne sais quoi?
Yep, let's talk about what do you have anything you want to say first?
I would only say that it is very, very funny.
Yeah.
I will say there's a couple jokes. There's a few times they talk about this one character is bummed out because she's so flat, and she's very jealous of this other character who is more endowed, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never, and like that's fairly, typical anime girl stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It never felt, and like for me, I'm never into it when it's overly sexualized or anything.
Yeah.
I never felt like it was so much that I'm like bummed out about it. It was always, there's a lot of times where these shows will play on, haha, this funny thing is happening, almost as an excuse to be gross or to be
and
overly
it almost
sexual.
felt like what I like is when you talk about this, that character in particular, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It felt natural for that character.
It actually worked. That's the thing. A lot of times, like I was saying, a lot of times they play on this goofiness as a kind of excuse to be gross or overly sexual, but this always just felt like, no, it just feels honest. Like that's just them being goofy, and that's how they're being goofy. Like it just worked. There was never a time that I was like, this feels, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it never felt like just overtly I'm doing this to like show you this person's cleavage or anything. It was like, no, that's just the thing that's happening because their assignment was to make a shirt and she made it too tight, and now they're going to, now the what happens next is them trying to fix the shirt and making it way, way worse. Like that's just the humor of it. It never felt like an excuse to be like, haha, titty. Like it just worked.
Yeah.
It always just works. And it's so funny.
That's perfect, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's, I personally think that it's a hilarious show. I laughed every single small skit. The first time I watched it, I laughed. The second time I watched it, I laughed. Yeah. And I found more stuff on the second watch that I didn't laugh as hard as on the first watch, that I realized like, holy crap, this was equally as funny too. It's like these little subtle things that they drop in there, but they're so damn funny, and some of them are absolutely not subtle. They're in your face, and they're meant to be funny, and damn, it exceeds. Damn, this show is freaking funny. You should absolutely watch it. I promise you, if you want, what do they say? Laughter is the best medicine or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude.
If you are ever feeling like, man, maybe I will feel better if I laugh at something, watch this.
It's a fun show.
It will make you laugh.
Yeah. I can certainly see like,
I don't think it takes an idiot sense of humor. Yes, it is idiotic, but I don't think it takes that.
I feel like because I remember when we first talked about it a while ago, people talking about how it leans a little heavy on the funny faces, and it does, but it does them so well. That's the thing. I don't feel like there's. I feel like there might be people who say like, man, it really leans into this thing. I don't feel like that's enough to make you stop watching.
Yeah, and maybe if it was the same funny face every single time.
Yeah, but they change it up. They
have a lot of them.
Yeah, they get real goofy with it.
Yeah, it's really creative.
Yeah, like way more than you might think it would be. Yeah, it works. You want to hit the scores, big boy?
Yeah, dude, let's give it to them.
All right, how'd you feel about story and setting?
I gave it a 1.5.
Gave it 1.5. How about the characters and development?
I give it the full 2.
I went 1.5.
I love these characters.
I went 1.5 on that one. It was fine. How about the art and animation?
Art and animation, I give it a 1.5 for its washed out nature.
1.5 as well. How about the music and sound?
I give it a full 2.
Full 2, man. That honestly, the music during the show was enough for me. Not to discount the opening and ending because they're also amazing. The ending in particular. How about the Yinishikwa?
I gave it the full 2 points.
Full 2 as well, boy.
I could recommend this to almost anybody.
Yeah, man. And what's that put your total at?
That takes me to a 9. This is Animazing.
That puts me at an 8.5.
All right, very close to Animazing.
Very close.
It is certainly worth watching.
It's a lot of fun.
It might be the best comedy anime I have ever seen.
Yeah, certainly of last year, not this past year.
And I hope that it gets a second season.
I don't know if it will,
Apparently
but man,
it's
it'd be
still
fun.
pretty popular in Japan. So
it's a lot of fun.
I really hope that it does get a second season. If not, this is a perfect burst. I can watch this so many times.
Yeah, man.
And still really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, because we watched this like last year. We watched it again this past week, and it's still funny.
Yeah, it's still funny. It's still funny.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
A thing was still funny.
Yep.
Wow. But yeah, man, that's Asobi Asobase. We really hope you enjoyed it. We really hope y'all will check it out because it's a lot of fun. And if you don't, hey, that's cool, man. If you think there was something funnier, because this was 2018, this was out. Mm-hmm. If you think there was something funnier in 2018, by all means, let us know because I'd love to see it. I love to laugh.
Or even 2019.
Or even 2019.
I'd love to hear anything funnier than this.
It's up there. It's pretty funny. But yeah, it was a good time. And I think that's about it. So do we want to talk about what we're doing next week?
Yes, sir.
I finally managed to get this fucker to watch something.
Yep. I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it.
He's gonna. We're gonna be talking about a movie that I believe was streaming on Netflix for a little bit, and it's not currently. We just checked, but it is on Amazon Prime. If you haven't seen it already, it's called Your Name.
Yep.
And it is a movie I watched a while ago, and I freaking love it.
Yeah, I've been dreading. I've been pushing back on watching these because I don't want to feel bad.
It's not sad.
Okay, I'm taking your word for it, dude.
You're thinking of A Silent Voice. That one's sad.
Yeah.
That one gonna hurt. This one has maybe a sad moment, but overall, it's just really freaking fun.
Okay.
I mean, it's not straight up comedy, but it has a lot of fun stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna give it. I know that I'll like it. I'll know that I like the sad ones.
Yeah.
I just have to be in that mindset to hit those sad ones.
So that's the thing. Like, so this one is, it's called Your Name. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot when I watched it like a year ago. I really, really liked it. I still really like it. I think y'all should check it out. Everyone should check it out. It's just a good time. It broke a lot of records when it dropped, like animation, like movie records and whatnot in Japan, and I believe in China as well. And it's so good that, God help us, they are apparently they are indeed making the American version. I believe last I heard it was being helmed by J.J. Abrams, which is pretty wild. It's at least coming out of his studio, which is pretty wild. God knows if that'll be any good, but the movie itself, Your Name, is very good. You can get it on Amazon. Check it out. We're going to talk about it next week.
Yep.
It's going to be a good time. That's one that I've really been looking forward to. But in the meantime, hey, anybody who's checking this out on YouTube, you want to leave us a comment? Tell us what you think about any of these shows and or movies we've discussed and will discuss. Please do. That'd be great. And we'd love to get a like and a comment from you, and maybe a subscription. Maybe ring that little dip bell so we can ding your dong.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yep. Love you too.
And we want to give a shout out to our good buddy Haas, who does the closing theme on the YouTube portion.
Good.
It's called The Buddy's Good. You can find Haas on Instagram at Thomas Tastes Better, all one word. It's THOMAS TASTES.
Yep.
BETTER.
Yeah.
One word. Love you, Haas.
Before I forget too, anybody that's listening to this podcast form, sorry for the last week's episode being late. I had issues with Uploader. I emailed them and the issue seems to be resolved. I just haven't had a chance to upload it. So you'll probably get 2 back-to-back episodes almost.
Getting a little double dip, baby.
Yeah.
And let's just say right now, no ramble this week.
Yeah,
sorry.
no ramble this week.
No ramble this week. One, Roger's very tired. I'm pretty tired too. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. But also, new Pokemon just dropped, and I really want to go home and play it.
I'm tired and
I'm not
hungry.
gonna lie. You can blame this one fully on me because I want to play new Pokemon, and we don't like skipping the ramble. The ramble's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But honestly, we have it. It's been a rough week for both of us.
We
don't have much to talk about.
The end season here is going to be tough because we're hitting near.
Yeah.
Now we're both in retail in the Christmas season, so
yeah, I'm not
get ready
exactly
for it to be rough for us, but we're going to do our best to at least get our reviews out.
Yeah,
we did make a little bit of a plan.
We're pretty much guaranteed we're gonna have a big old roadblock when we hit like Thanksgiving/Black Friday, because baby, my shitty job is open on Thanksgiving and then all night through Friday, so it's gonna suck.
So it is possible that we could have to skip a week too.
Yeah, we're almost certainly
Friday.
Like, I don't even want to say we might try to record one early because we probably just won't be able to.
Yeah,
we probably just won't be able to. So we are almost certainly gonna at least skip a week coming up, but We love you guys, and we'll definitely have more coming.
We'll keep you posted, and at the very least, we'll be sure to try to get our reviews out.
Yeah, man.
You know, even if there's not a ramble there, even if we have to wait for a little bit to get rambles or strategically plan them, we'll get them out there and we'll shove everything that we can in there. Any questions or stuff like that we have.
For sure.
But yeah, it's end of the year madness. Plus, I'm still getting used to working and editing and recording. My schedule is packed. I do not have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So like right now, I am tired and I am starving to death because I've eaten once at around noon today.
Baby needs a snack.
Yeah, I had an Impossible Whopper.
Did you really?
Yeah, and it's wearing off.
Me and Haley were just talking about that, like how we were talking about like the Impossible Whoppers with the Impossible meats and all that, and she was like, "Has Roger tried one? I bet he'd like it." And I was like, "I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him." And it turns out you did. How was it?
It was delicious. I'm pretty sure that.
Guess what? We're getting a mini ramble, y'all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if Kat. If there's a couple like me and Kat in every town that there's a Burger King, we kept those Impossible Whoppers in business.
Nice, dude.
Because they were supposed to go away after September, but nah, we just kept eating.
I still haven't tried it. It sounds pretty good. I remember a while ago they had just a veggie burger and it was shit.
Yeah, I'll probably put this up as a mini ramble. Why not? We're already here.
Just tack it on the end. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out how that's going up somewhere. But there's your mini baby ramble.
Yeah, it might
we love
just
you
be
guys.
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, love you.